Well, greetings, LEGO enjoyers, and I've got a big Formula One car to build. Yeah, it's the LEGO 10353 Williams Racing FW14B, aka the car that was infamous for using a bunch of technology and then making the FIA having to ban a lot of technologies and driver aids. Anyways, let's open it up. Yeah, it was a pretty iconic car and a technological marvel. Yeah. Williams in the early 90s was known for using active suspension. Okay. Get the instruction booklet out. Yeah, this is going to be part one of the build because, well, I'm going to split this into different parts. Yeah, and let's get the thing in. Just so that I don't have a mess of LEGO pieces to deal with. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah. It's really cool biography of the car itself. So yeah, it's the car that used a lot of technology and made the FIA ban all these technologies because, of course, Williams was using it at an unfair advantage. Yeah. It's kind of like how the Renault championship winning car for 2006 used mass dampers and Ferrari tried to replicate that but failed and mass dampers were banned. Yeah, it's got really cool illustrations of, well, really cool, not illustrations, but really cool pictures of Nigel Mansell himself, although the Rothmans sponsorship is censored because, well, it's a cigarette company. Although I don't think Rothmans sponsored Williams until 1994. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I do believe that this car would have had a Camel sponsorship, as tobacco sponsorship was pretty much commonplace in the 90s. They banned tobacco sponsorship in 2003. Yeah. It's really tough plastic. So yeah, starting out with bag numero uno. Yeah, it's going to be a multi-part series. It's going to focus on the several aspects of building the car itself. So yeah, we got a Nigel Mansell minifigure. Yeah, Ayrton Senna joined Williams, hoping that, well, their cars would be great, but all these technologies would be banned, and I believe Benetton had hidden launch control inside their car and tried to make it a secret until the FIA found out about it. Love to see the Benetton B194 in a future LEGO Icon set. Because that car was, I believe, one of the last cars that Michael Schumacher drove that is not a Ferrari. Yeah, the B195, I believe, is the last car that Michael Schumacher drove that's not a Ferrari, because he moved to Ferrari in '96. Yeah, so it's a lot of history there. Yeah. It's sad that Ayrton Senna got killed in that '94 Imola incident, because he was a legendary driver. Yeah. But thankfully, Nigel Mansell's still around, although we still miss Ayrton Senna, since there will never ever be a driver like him ever again. He was one of the F1 greats. Same thing goes with Nigel Mansell. He was one of the greatest Formula One drivers of all time, and he also raced in IndyCar. Yeah, he raced in IndyCar and touring cars. So he had a vast career outside of Formula One. Yeah, he was most known for, well, most known outside of Formula One for racing with the Ford team in the British Touring Car Championship. Yeah, it was a big deal to have a big name in a local championship. Imagine if Francesco Pagania, or one of the Trackhouse boys in MotoGP, decided to run in the Canadian Superbike Championship alongside the MotoGP races, or if Max Verstappen decided to race in 24 hours of Nürburgring. Oh wait, the latter actually happens. Bad example, because Max Verstappen decided to race in 24 hours of Nürburgring, although he had to go for a course just to get there, because it doesn't matter if you're a Formula One driver or not, you will still have to take a course. That's how it goes in Nürburgring, since it is one of the most challenging tracks in the world. Anyways, let's get started. Yeah, this is the stand. Yeah, this piece sits by that other piece. Yeah. Comparing it to that built-to-rule hotshot set would be an insult. Since this is not part of the main set. Okay, here we go. This piece goes there. This piece goes there. Yeah, it's going to be a really massive Let's Build series. It's why I also haven't gotten around to the Bumblebee set yet, because these videos take time and they can't overlap. I have a rule on my channel that I can only upload one video per day. So I basically have to upload this video and then I'll be done for the day, and unless if it's, well, short. Shorts are basically separate from the main videos. They're only there just to get more views. Yeah, so like the other set, it has a stand. Nope. There. Oh. That's just a little extra. Alrighty, and now all we have to do is get this piece in. Yeah, it's crazy that Nigel Mansell decided to race at the BTCC. Yeah, having a big star run in a local championship is a big deal. Yeah, you get to see one of the biggest stars in Formula One race in the British Touring Car Championship. And I also believe that Nigel Mansell also raced in the ill-fated Racing Masters Championship, where it's supposed to be like the Masters except for open-wheel guys. So yeah, there's the plaque, looking really cool, although it should have been printed on just like the Ayrton Senna set. Yeah, the sticker is a bit too far to the other side. Dang, that's much better. There's the plaque of Mansell. Yeah. Lando Norris is the recent British world champion. Anyways, let's start building. This is only just the first part. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it went over the 15-minute mark for the 4K videos. Don't worry. This is only just the first part. Yeah, when you build it first, it becomes real fragile. So you have to watch out, because pieces will come undone at a moment's notice. Maybe if I wasn't spending a lot of time talking and spending more time focusing, probably get the build done faster. Anyways. Gotta focus. I can tell that this is going to be a massive build. We got a piece within a piece. Okay. Yeah, it's more akin to a model kit and a display piece than the other Formula 1 cars are. Yeah, you got the suspension pieces. Yeah, it's part of the linkage. Man, Williams tried their best to get ahead of the game, only for the technologies used to be banned. Yeah, Formula 1 wants it to be based on driver skill, not whoever has the most advanced car. Nowadays, Liberty Media and the FIA are trying their best to balance Formula 1 to keep it even. Yeah. Someone decided to come down here unexpectedly and for no reason. Yeah. Trying to get the pieces situated. All of these pieces are hard to get off. Ah! Get in there, man. Yeah, they really meant for you to do this on the first go. Yeah, if you make one mistake, you're pretty much cooked. Come on. There. And then we got other pieces to put on. Okay. Alright. Here we go. And this should be it. But we still got this piece to go in. Yeah, they really want you to get your money's worth with this set. Of course I am. What kind of question is that? There we go. This is like a whole chassis assembly. Yeesh. Alrighty, so this is how we're gonna do it. Yeah, by just putting it in there. Yeah, I had some severe bloopers, but I managed to make it. Yeah, this is one of the most technologically advanced Formula One cars for the time. Yeah, it's just the base. And we're only getting started. Yeah, lime green pieces. Slotting over there. This is something that I two of these. Yeah, the Lego whips are used to represent the hydraulic hoses that run throughout the car. Really cool detail. Yeah, usually if this was another building block brand, that this detail would be omitted, but Lego wants to make sure every single detail is captured within a more iconic whatever it is trying to replicate. Although trying to get the whips inside the hull is a pain. Yeah, and the minifigure head is also supposed to represent another component of the technological prowess of the Williams FW14B. Come on, get in there. There. You know, there's a lot of components here. Come on. Here we go. Yeah, it is built right. Just checking. Man, it's the hydraulic system. There. Yeah, it's basically the engine block. Yeah, they put in a lot of detail to replicate the engine block itself. Yeah. Sad that Renault is leaving Formula One in 2026. Because for one brief moment in time, one moment, Renault was the class of their field. They were making championship-winning engines. Now, they're going to be departing Formula One because Alpine is switching to Mercedes for 2026. Although Ford and Audi are coming to the sport. So we got a couple of new engine manufacturers coming next year. Yeah, Renault was on top of their game. Now, just a shadow for the former self of Formula One. Yeah, they won multiple world championships as an engine constructor. And their engines were proven to be good. we go. That's the mighty Renault V10 with the screaming banshee sound. Yeah, it really does scream like a banshee. Yeah, I forgot about these pieces. There we go. And the cherry on top. Come on, there. No, I didn't miss anything. So yeah, that's part one of the Williams FW14B Renault build. Yeah, it's just the rear subframe with the famous and iconic Renault Formula 1 V10. An engine so iconic that was even put into a purpose-built people carrier. Well, minivan. So yeah. Stay tuned for part 2 whenever that's going to come out. But for now, time to sign off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time and peace out.